Hello and welcome back to SpriteGuard Plays HyperRogue. Today we are going to be heading back out to sea to see if we can get the Kraken Depths orb of the sword that we need to enter the next land. And so we're just going to head along the edge of this ocean. What I want to do is I want to wait. Oh, okay. So it's quite a ways away from submerging. And so we should actually have some time, but I don't see any boats spawning. And I don't want to leave us trapped in a really bad situation. Here's a boat, so we can just wait in this one. Let's see, 11 turns. Let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. We can get there in 8 steps. Do we have any amber? I don't think we've picked up any amber at all, so we can actually do this in 7 steps. Let's see, I think this will be okay? I do not like the looks of that. I do not like the looks of that at all. Because the water is going to take a couple of turns to get to us, but those birds are only going to take, let's see, 1, 2 turns to get to us, and they're going to get to us simultaneously. The water is going to take 1, 2, 3 turns to get to us. So it looks like, let's see, that bird's actually only still 2 turns away. I'm not sure why. I may have just misread how far away it was. But let's see, yeah, it can't get to us in the next step. So there we go. We're fine. Everything is fine. I was very worried that was going to be a very awkward ending to this series. So, we need to get to the Kraken Depths, which is going to require, I believe, let's take a look. I believe it requires garnets. Let's see. Kraken Depths. 10 garnets. Yes, okay. And it looks like we have some pirates sailing the high seas. I do like the bit of lore that, because everything's so close together, you don't need big ships, and so that's why the boats are so little. And also, the kind of that has been expanded on now, talking about how part of the reason they don't have big ships is because large objects actually are hard to move, because the outside has to move much faster than the inside, which is not something that we have to deal with in this world. Our ordinary world. I'm a little bit nervous about using the Orb of the Flash from a boat. I don't actually know how that will end. And so I'm going to try and avoid using it if we can. Though that is looking more and more difficult. Let's see. I'm not really sure if the tide is coming in on the next turn. Let's see, 1 turn to submerge, so yeah. Not really liking the looks of this. I don't know if the Orb of Flash is going to destroy our boat or not. It tends to destroy most things. That's a problem. I accidentally stepped out of my boat, and I can't get back into it. So we have to make a break for the shore. And then we can use the Orb of Flash, wait for this pirate to bring his boat around, and we're on our way. So, we still don't know if the Orb of Flash affects boats, and the longer we can go without finding that out, the better, in my opinion. Though it's something that we definitely have to experiment with. Probably next time I get an orb of flash near a boat, I will hopefully be in a safer position and I will be able to test that. And it looks like there are more pirates after us than usual. Still have not noticed a living fjord. That doesn't mean we haven't passed one. It just means I haven't noticed it. I know that we pass a lot of things that I'm ostensibly looking for. We just end up sailing straight past them because I don't notice what's going on at the very edges of the screen. So, let's see. I hope it's unlocked. It should be unlocked. We have 76 treasures. I don't see why it would not be. I believe it's just an ordinary 30 treasure land. It might require gold, but we have gold. Well, we can take a look at the overview. Let's see. Living cave, 10 gold. Let's see. Living fjord. Yep, unlocked. And wait, we have 10 garnets? Why did I not notice that? Oh. I see. Oh, that's 5 mutant saplings. I thought I was hovering over the 10 when I was actually hovering over the 5. So we do have the garnets. So we actually should have the Kraken Depths unlocked. And I think I'm going to be going back and forth between Kraken and Kraken just because I can't pick. So that will be weird. That will be awkward. But here we are. And we need to find an orb of the fish, steal it from a Viking. Try not to get killed. Get killed a lot anyway. And start fighting these guys. Let's see. Yes? No. Oh dear. Okay. Well, I believe they will destroy our boat, so as long as we have lots of fish powers, we should be alright. We should be able to get back into the water to get more fish powers. Let's see. So I believe if they attack us while we're in a boat is when they will destroy the boat but not hurt us. Let's double check that. Let's see. You need to attack, let's see, when a Kraken attacks you while you are in a boat, it destroys the boat but does not kill you. So yes, we might actually be able to use that to our advantage at some point. Like by being able to get in here and attack. No, because now we have to kind of back off. There we go. And I would like to get to that treasure, but I think surviving here is more important. Unfortunately, because the Vikings can't see us, their boats will not chase after us, and so getting the Orb of the Fish is going to require us being pretty proactive. But we know, because we killed one Kraken, the sunken treasures, that's what they are, yes, sunken treasures, will spawn in the wild now, which is makes things easier for us. And so we should be able to find them, though. It looks like they're still pretty rare. I believe there's a global, throughout the whole game, kind of algorithm that or relation or something, that the more mobs you kill in an area, the more treasures will spawn. And so, you know, killing more Krakens will definitely, should, as I understand it, should actually help us out considerably. And we'll just need to stay topped up on fish breath and keep trying to stay safe and battle our way through. There's actually one situation where if that Viking had been targeting us, we would not have been able to do what we just did there, so that was very nice of them to just be completely unaware of our existence. That makes things a lot easier for us. Boy, the heptagons are so important in this area, so it's really nice that they are a different color, and they're a different color that I can see, which is never a guarantee. And so the tactics in this area end up being relatively easy because of that, you know. We have gotten into situations where we weren't really equipped to deal with it, and we did end up getting killed in the last episode, or the last series, I mean. I think we ended up getting like pushed against a wall, and I was somewhat careless. So I am, I'm going to try and be more careful, but I do feel like I'm building a lot of confidence, and confidence can be really dangerous, because as I become more confident, I'm more likely to take stupid risks. And the more likely I am to take stupid risks, the more likely I am to die, and I have not been paying attention to keeping my fish power topped up. And so we're running a little bit low. New achievement, Diver. Collect 10 sunken treasures. So we are now on the lookout for another orb of the fish. There we go. That'll top us up. And there's an orb of the sword for us. So now the orb of the sword, the way that works, let's see. This orb gives you a weapon made of pure magical energy. You do not hold it, it simply floats in the air next to you. When you go, the energy sword moves with you, pointing at the same relative angle it pointed before. You cannot move or rotate it otherwise. Most monsters can be killed by moving the sword into them, and won't move into the spot with the sword. Okay. So, let's see how we make use of that. So, it looks like it's pointing up no matter what. So it stays that's interesting. So yeah, we can hit things with the sword. So it's pointing up relative to our screen. But as we move around, kind of what that direction is going to change because of the curvature. It's similar to if you walk straight to the North Pole, and then you kind of sidestep to your right, and then you walk backwards, you'll end up at the same, the place you started, but facing 90 degrees to the right because of the curvature of the world. This world that we're in, this hyperbolic world, is much more intensely curved. And so those kinds of effects are much more common. And we're going to have to use that at times to battle our foes. And we have to remember that we also can use our ordinary sword. And that will be something that is actually very useful to us, because we can decide what direction it points. But I would like to get out of here. I would like to make my way to a different land, one with land in it. And we want to go to, let's see, is it the burial grounds? 10 sunken treasures, yes. Ancient Viking heroes were buried here. Their graves have barrows raised over them and are guarded by Draugr, animated corpses who are immune to mundane weapons. You will need to use a magical weapon spell to defeat them and to rob the ancient jewelry buried in the graves. Alright, so that is something I am really looking forward to. We can top up both of our powers here before fleeing into the Caribbean. We'll grab a boat. Now we no longer need the orb of the fish, and we can head out looking for those burial grounds. And let's see if we can be clever about this shark. There we go. So that's how that works. We still have, let's see, quite a lot of charge left, but not an unlimited charge. And so I don't actually know. I would imagine that we actually need to find a land border, would be my guess. But I don't actually know that for sure. So it's interesting. It works like kind of a nerfed Orb of Thorns, where we can kind of step sideways to attack enemies, but it only works in a single direction. Let's see, what's this? Overgrown woods, not too useful to us. We have a water elemental coming up. Luckily we have some Orb of the Fish to protect us. But, let's see, we have run out of Orb of the Fish, and we're in a bit of trouble now. We're in a lot of trouble now. I think our sword will protect us from that troll up there. So we can line these guys up. Let's see. If I attack this guy, that guy will move down, that guy will move up. I think we will be in trouble if I do that. So, let's see, if I move up here, those two will follow me. That guy will be on my left, I believe. He could move to a position that I don't really like, but I think the sword will actually poke into that cell. Ah, no. We may be in quite a lot of trouble now. Yeah, we can't go there, we can't attack. So it looks like the only space we can move to is that one, and I don't think we'll be able to get off of that space. Oh, okay, so it looks like we got lucky. It looks like, because there is some randomness to how mobs move. And we're just in more trouble now. And I just really, all I want to do is get that single file line, and it's just not happening. And we're getting, because I had to pick up some treasures, and so we're in, you know, we're getting more heat than we would like. And I'm just not seeing a way out of this situation. And I'm not seeing, you know, we don't have access to heptagons that will actually get us that single file. And, you know, maybe we can pass through this heptagon, pass through that one. We just keep piling up more and more combat. They just keep coming from all directions. And, you know, maybe we can attack this guy. Okay, we can attack that guy like that. And then, that boat got beached. Okay, so now we actually have some single file combat. And, that troll corpse is actually going to help us out. That elemental is not going to help us out. We can, once again, I think, no, we can't stab that guy. Okay, we can use that troll corpse. Well, no, actually that won't work. Let's see, okay, so now we can use the sword there. And now we can wait for that guy, fight him, then we can fight that guy. Wow! I thought that was going to be the end of the series. But we managed to escape. That was really intense. And now, you know, we're not in a great position. We've lost our sword power. We still haven't found our way to the burial grounds. And, I'm not really sure what we're going to do now. It feels like we don't have a lot of options. Because we have so many water elementals, we can't really take a boat. But because of the way the Living Fjord works, we're not really running into any land borders either. And, we can, for a little while, we can go along one of these water borders, but that won't help, that won't continue for very long because, once again, because of the way the living fjord works. So we're in the situation of we can't get out, and Land of Storms just seems worse than where we are right now. It just seems like a more dangerous place with fewer options. So there's a crossroads, finally. So we have made it. Hopefully, let's see. I want to check if the burial grounds are accessible from the ocean. Let's see. It doesn't mention the ocean in the help text. So hopefully we can find it from here. And we have our 10 sunken treasures. So it should just be a matter of wandering around. And there we go. So here is a burial ground. So there's a barrow. And let's see, there's an orb of the sword over there. This is, of course, all reminding me very much of Skyrim. Barrows and draugrs are a big part of that game. So I don't actually know how let's see, we cannot move through the barrow wall. So, we want to charge up a lot of sword power. And I assume eventually we'll be attacked. Let's see. Guarded by draugr, animated corpses who are immune to mundane weapons. You'll use... Yeah, so we have to use the magical weapon to get the treasure. There's a one right there. So let's see how. There we go. Why do we have a Yeti after us? Okay, they lined up in the wrong direction, but I think, yeah, we can attack it with a sword like that. And like that. So, how do we, let's see, burial grounds, barrow. Can't move through the barrow, can't move through the barrow wall. Moving the sword through the barrow wall doesn't seem to do anything. And so I'm not really sure what we're meant to be doing here. It cuts the barrow, but not the barrow wall. Okay. So let's see, how do we rotate the world? There we go. New achievement, Grave Robber, collect ancient jewelry. So that is how we're going to have to approach things. We're going to have to kind of go in these triangles to rotate the world around us. So let's see. If we just run in a circle like this, the world will rotate around us, and then we kind of have to run in a circle in the other. Let's see. Which direction do we want to go? There we go. To cut that, and then it looks like we need to go in that direction a little bit. There we go. Cut that open. And it looks like we are actually picking up 2 in each one. So this is a pretty cool area that really, it makes use of kind of one of the stranger and more intense effects of the geometry. And one that hadn't really been used before. See, I think we can attack... Yeah, if we go there. So then we need to... Let's see... Nope, that way. So it's going to take a while to kind of get used to, which circles do we walk in to rotate the world which way. And it looks like we walk in a circle in the direction that we want to rotate the world in. And that's got us up to 7. There were actually 3 treasures in that one. So we can look for, see if there's another 3 treasure one that we can just rob right away. There we go. So let's see. Going to have to... There we go. And find our way back to it. There it is. And we're actually pointed in the right direction now. And then we have to go around this way. Yes. And there we go. New achievement, Master Grave Robber. Collect 10 pieces of ancient jewelry. So what is the native orb for this land? Let's take a look at the overview. Let's see, Orb of the Sword 2. So we'll have to see what that does. Let's see, Orb of the Sword 2, right there. Let's pick it up, and that gives us 2 swords. So that is pretty straightforward. Let's see, so we can't actually approach that Draugr from either direction. Gonna take a little bit of getting used to. So it looks like we have one pointing in one direction, one in the other. An alternative version of the Orb of the Sword, if you have both of them, you have 2 energy swords facing in opposite directions. Okay, so each one has its own timer. So that's something we're going to have to be aware of. I would like to get actually back to a crossroads, find our way to an Orb of Safety. But we're going to have to keep our Orb of the Sword charged. And it looks like the Draugr are out in force tonight. So we're going to have to battle them in this kind of bizarre dance that we have. So let's see, what's there? Let's see, that works. That works. That doesn't work. Oh dear. Once again, things are a little bit hairy. And the exclusion area effect of the swords is particularly difficult to deal with. Because it means that the Draugr aren't actually going to approach me in the ways that I want them to. It seems like it is actually more trouble than help. So there we go. We're about to run out of our Sword 1, so let's charge that back up. And I feel like I saw an exit, maybe not. But I think just wandering around randomly should be sufficient. There we go. That's what I wanted. Now we just need to get you around to the correct side of me. Oh dear, okay. Things are fine, everything is fine, I'm fine, everything is fine. So this is turning out to be quite a long and successful episode. But I would really like to wrap it up because I am quite tired at this point. And it's time. This is not going to be a fun episode to edit. It's going to be long. It's going to be quite a thing to watch back. But we are in the crossroads. Let's see if we can find ourselves an Orb of Safety, and that will be the end of this episode. So, in the next episode, we have the last 3 eggs from Trollheim, which looks like will be right next to us. So we will be checking that out, seeing what the orb from that land is. Until then, thank you very much for watching, and have a great rest of your day.